Constitution Day was celebrated with much fervour and fanfare across the nation yesterday. Even as the Oli-led government has claimed that the present constitution is a blueprint to achieve the much sought-after prosperity, various debates are rife over different clauses in the National Charter, while the Madhesi community has been seeking amendment to the constitution ever since its promulgation. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. 4 years since the promulgation of the National Charter, political actors in the country engage over an intense debate on various clauses of the Constitution. Dengue cases rising across the country. Teku Hospital in the capital overcrowded with dengue patients. Health Minister Upendra Yadav on a visit to the US. Millions of youths flood the streets of cities around the world to demand urgent steps to combat climate change. The worldwide protest inspired by 16-year-old Swedish activist Greta Thunberg. And Bournemouth climbed to the third position in the English Premier League with a resounding 3-1 victory over Southampton. Let us begin with the national political updates. The Constitution of Nepal was promulgated 4 years ago based on agreement between major political parties. The political actors, however, have started voicing contradictory statements regarding the National Charter. All three levels of elections were held based on the Constitution itself, while the elected representatives of all political parties also have adhered to the current state mechanism envisioned by the Constitution and have been holding different positions accordingly. However, the leaders of the same parties have not stopped debating against the provisions of the very Constitution. Nepali Congress was the party at the helm at the time of Constitution promulgation. Debate on making religion a political agenda has, however, made its way inside Nepali Congress, while the party's influential leaders themselves have been advocating for directly elected executive, both against the constitutional norms. This has raised questions over the leaders' integrity towards the Constitution. Even the government and its affiliated parties have failed to promulgate policies, laws and mechanism as envisioned by the Constitution, which has helped boost the discontentment against the National Charter. Analysts are of the view that it's high time the political parties, in line with the provision of the Federal Democratic Republic, forged an honest unity to ensure a full-fledged implementation of the Constitution. Now, in what can be taken as against the ethics and discipline of the position, President Vidya Devi Bhandari has dissed Nepali Congress President Sherbadu Dewa over the latter's statement at an event organized yesterday to celebrate the Constitution Day. President Vidya Devi Bhandari and Nepali Congress President Dewa shared the stage at an event held by the Ganesh Man Singh Memorial Academy in the capital yesterday. The president was seen clapping during Dewa's speech. However, later she stated she could not understand a single word regarding what the NC president said and was only playing along the audience who were clapping. President Bhandari was found smirking while saying that she would find out what Dewa said later through the media. While the president was clapping to Dewa's speech, he was accusing the government of using public officials for political motives and of interfering in the judiciary. The program was also attended by Chairman of the Constituent Assembly, Subhas Chandra Nemwang, and Nepali Congress leader Krishna Prasad Sitola. The Ganesh Man Singh Memorial Academy had posthumously honored a former Prime Minister and President of Nepali Congress Sushil Koirala with the People's Movement Gold Medal Award. Koirala's brother Ashok Koirala received the award on behalf of the late leader. Health Minister Upendra Yadav headed for his visit to the US on 18th of September after informing the Parliament that the situation of dengue virus in the country was not critical. Despite Minister Yadav's claim that the spread of the disease has not turned serious as of yet, hospitals across the country are continuously having a hard time attending to the patients contracting the virus. We have a report.
As many as 600 dengue patients have recently been showing up at capital's Teku Hospital, way beyond the hospital's capacity on a daily basis, fearing that they have contracted the dengue virus. The hospital has continued its OPD services during public holidays as well due to the pressure from patients. Lawmakers from both the ruling and opposition parties had alleged Minister Yadav of his apathy towards containing the dengue outbreak. Meanwhile, Yadav, on his part, informed the parliament that the spread of the disease had not turned critical and that it was not necessary to declare a health emergency. The situation, however, has remained contrary to the minister's claim, with hundreds of new dengue patients flocking to hospitals on a daily basis.
र अहिले पनि हेर्ने भने त्यो क्राउड चाहिँ पहिलाको त्यो पहिलो हप्ताभन्दा चाहिँ घटेको छ तर अहिले कम चाहिँ भइसकेको छैन अझै पनि बिरामीको संख्या आउने संख्या चाहिँ छ हामीसँग आउने ज्वरोका बिरामीहरूको धन्दा 50% हरूले डेङ्गुको समस्या छ
यो बारेमा चाहिँ अभियान मात्र हैन महाअभियानै भनेको मतलब लोकल लेभलमा पनि स्थानीय स्तरमा पनि मानिसहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले जनजागरण यो बारेमा जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रम गर्नुपर्छ त्यो पनि सबैलाई नै किन भन्दाखेरि 79 वटा घर मध्येमा एउटा घर मात्र हामीले छोड्यौं भने पनि त्यहाँबाट फेरि लामखुट्टेहरू फैलेर त्यहाँबाट रोगहरू फैलाउन सक्ने सम्भावना हुन्छ
Around 10,800 people from 66 districts across the country have already been contracted by the dengue virus as of yet, while 6 of the patients have even succumbed to the disease. The government and the concerned authorities, however, have yet to make concrete efforts to contain the spread of the mosquito-borne disease.
In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the residents of Rolpat district about the implementation of the fundamental rights provisioned by the local government. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
उच्च शिक्षासम्म निशुल्क त्यसपछि स्वास्थ्यमा पूर्ण रूपमा राज्यले लिनुपर्ने दायित्व अझै ग्रहण गर्न सकेका छैनन् र गाउँका जनताहरू अझै एउटा सीतामोल नपाएर मरिरहेका छन्
अलि उच्च शिक्षाको लागि त बाहिर नै जानुपर्ने हुन्छ तर अब सामान्यतया तपाईको माध्यमिक शिक्षा ग्रहण गर्नको लागि लिनको लागि चाहिँ तपाईको विद्यार्थीहरूले अहिलेको अवस्थामा तपाईको चाहिँ 1 घण्टा 1.5 घण्टा भन्दा बढी धेरै हिँड्नु पर्दैन
एसिया महादेशकै सबैभन्दा उत्कृष्ट संविधान चाहिँ हामीले जारी गर्यौं भन्ने खालको जो चाहिँ मेसेज गएको थियो तर अहिले यो कार्यान्वयन गर्ने क्रममा कहीं कतै राजनीतिक दलहरू चाहिँ झुकेका हुन् कि चुकेका हुन् कि भन्ने खालको महसुस चाहिँ भएको छ
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what's your take on monitoring body distributing bonus like a business company? Your options are A, fleecing mentality, B, misuse of resources, and C, lapses in law. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
Bournemouth registered a resounding 3-1 victory over Southampton in a match played late last night under the English Premier League. Continuing with their impressive form this season, Bournemouth have moved to the 3rd position in the league table. The home team Southampton dominated most of the proceedings but lacked precision in finishing touches, which eventually cost them the match. This was incidentally first win for Bournemouth at the St Mary's Stadium. The visitors took the lead in the 10th minute as Nathan Akidigo found the net. Bournemouth doubled the lead when Harry Wilson utilised Philip Willing's cross to perfection in the 35th minute. Trailing by 2 goals, Southampton pulled one back in the 53rd minute through James Ward. The visitors added one more goal in the injury time to seal the 3-1 win. The goal scorer was Callum Wilson. Leicester City take on Tottenham Hotspur in the day's first match later today. Likewise, Burnley take on Norwich. Watford is up against Manchester City, while Everton play against Sheffield United. Time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
Lawmakers from both the ruling Nepal Communist Party and the main opposition Nepali Congress criticized Health Minister Upendra Yadav's lackluster efforts to contain dengue. Minister Yadav spoke at the House of Representatives on Wednesday and informed about the situation of dengue outbreak in the country. Earlier, Health Minister Yadav had been criticized for his silence even after Speaker Krishna Bahadur Mara had ordered him to brief the parliament on what the ministry was doing to contain dengue. The parliamentarians also criticized Minister Yadav for presenting stale data on the number of infected people by dengue. The parliamentarians stated that it was shameful for the health minister to claim that the number of dengue patients had declined at a time when hospitals in most districts are filled with dengue patients. The disease has so far affected 56 districts and infected more than 5,000 people. The The entire country experienced adverse weather conditions this week. Alongside crippling general lives, the change in weather affected both domestic and international flights at the Tribhuvan International Airport on Tuesday. As many as 7 helicopters carrying 17 foreign tourists from Solukhumbu to Kathmandu had to be diverted on Tuesday due to the bad weather. The helicopters were sent to rescue stranded foreigners. The helicopters had to undergo emergency landings on paddy fields as the weather turned bad as soon as their takeoff. More than 300 passengers were stranded at Lukla Airport on Tuesday due to the suspension of flights, while the capital's Tribhuvan International Airport also remained shut for almost the entire day due to the adverse weather conditions. 2 jet airlines heading to Kathmandu from India and China also had to be returned due to poor visibility. Meanwhile, one of the passengers stranded in Lukla died due to altitude sickness. The deceased was identified as 33-year-old Govind Lakshman, a Kenyan citizen of Indian origin. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Kantipur News Desk.
And those are our latest headlines. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.